that. Love that. Leveraging AI to oversee AI. You know, on YouTube, there's whole influencers devoted to unboxing new technologies, like the latest Apple. Well, we're going one better. Prashanth, get up here. Come on. Prashanth, Prakash, partner at Accel. Give him a big round of applause. Where is he? Bring that. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing a photo. Hang on. He's doing a photo. He's had a bit of a plug with His Excellency, having a little photo taken. Let's unbox it. Big round of applause for Prashanth. Unboxing Bengaluru, the city of new beginnings. Did you know, Prashanth, there's this whole thing among influencers. They sit there, they unbox their latest Apple, and it's really exciting. This is, where's the book, by the way?
I've just given
We're
all
going
the
to
books
show the book, but first, we're going to give you a little sneak preview. Are you ready?
In the universe, everybody knows Bangalore.
जो बैंगलोर है ना, बैंगलोर कर्नाटक है, बहुत सुंदर जगह है सर, सभी लोग रहते हैं इधर.
I feel it's a very chilled out city.
Bangalore is a city of hope.
I think it's a city of ambition.
It's a city about the future.
First word that comes to my mind is freedom.
City of comfort.
I've always been very grateful to the city.
Home.
Belonging.
Harmony.
Where tech happens.
The new Silicon Valley.
Reminds me of London.
The best place to experiment is Bengaluru.
I think everything we do in Bangalore is world class.
I won't exchange this for anything else.
Yeah. It's got me buzzing. The city of, what's your favorite word? This just one word. The city of. If you had to, you've written it.
Yeah.
Give me a word. The word for you, because there's so many.
I think it's the city of dreams.
Yeah, the city of dreams. It's often synonymous with technology, isn't it,
Right.
Prashanth? But it's so much more than being this tech hub.
Yeah, so I think, just to give you a little bit of, background on why this book, right? So to start with, I think the story of modern India, and especially in the last 3-4 decades, I think has to be presented and comprehensively covered, right? And you can, of course, write about the whole country. But I thought Bangalore is a good proxy for New India, right? So, and when you have something more small and tangible, like a city, I think it's easy for people to understand, what's changed, what's transformed. But I think to come to your question right now, I think it's not about, it being about a tech hub. I think what people want to understand is what makes Bangalore Bangalore. What makes the people of Bangalore different from somebody in London, right, or San Francisco, right? So I think that multi-layered kind of unpeeling of what really the city is about is what.
And what sets apart those who live in Bangalore from London, from the rest of India, from the rest of the world? What is it?
I think you've got to read the book for that. No, just kidding. So
we're not going to give it all to you for free.
Yeah. No, I think, so two things, right? One, I think it's a city that has got created in the last, most of the other cities in India, whether it's Delhi or Chennai or Mumbai, I think the last 150 years, they've had, a lot of legacy, and sometimes that legacy and that history is great, but I think it also does not kind of give space to something new, right? And what has made Bangalore different is that the same kind of things that made Silicon Valley in the last 40, 50 years, right? So if somebody wanted to do something that's new, if somebody and this started with, in fact, our first prime minister, right? So where was the first spacecraft, the first aircraft built in India? It could have been done in Delhi, but I think the Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru, said that, there should be, he somehow thought Bangalore can represent India's future. And that's how, he kind of built the initial industries that built India's first aircraft and spacecraft. So I think it kind of started there, but it's just kind of compounded from there, where you can argue that if there are, like, let's say, 10 material things that have influenced modern India, Bollywood and the Indian stock market aside, the rest 8 are from Bangalore.
Yeah, I love the way that the book tells the story about people. So it's the journey of the book through people's stories, and you get a sense of that from the video.
Right.
Why did you take this bottom-up approach?
Yeah, so I think we spoke to about we had 600 interviews over 3 years. So so there's a lot of people whose thoughts and inputs have gone into this book, because I think people don't want to understand necessarily Prashanth's view of the city. I mean, that's important. That's one dimension of it. But I think what people really want to understand is Bangalore is basically 4 generations already. You had the first generation, which I said was when we had the public sectors come to India to get built in Bangalore. Then you had the IT revolution and the BT and the biotech revolution, when you had Kiran Mazumdars, the Narayan Murthis, the Infosys of the world get built. Then you had the startup revolution, and then you had then you've had more recently the digital public goods and the Aadhaar and some of those that got built. And at an underlying layer, you've also seen the city become the philanthropic capital, right? So there are all these dimensions, and you want to get to
it's got a real heart, hasn't it?
The city with a heart, and
yes.
is what we also say. So, and you want to understand why did certain things turn out to be the way they've actually
How is
transpired.
that philanthropic side changing the way that the city's evolving, would you say?
So I think that actually is at the very core, and we talk about it in the book, right? So when people make money, and there's of course an aspiration in all of us to create wealth. I think what has differentiated with or set Bangalore apart is what people have decided to do with the money that they've made, right? So I think we there have created a new paradigm in the city where putting money to good use or a purpose. So there's the whole the global giving pledge that Warren Buffett started, right? There are 5 people from India who made that, and 4 of those 5 are from the city.
And also what sets Bangalore apart is it's a place where women feel safe, they feel liberated. What's the essence of Bangalore that has allowed that to happen?
So I think, I look at Bangalore as a sandbox, right? It's a sandbox for future India. And what you want is an India where there is diversity, right? Where you can celebrate different cultures and actually, get the best of India in one place. And I think that's something I think largely we have achieved. If you want the largest Durga Puja, which is a big Bengali festival outside of Calcutta, it's not going to be in any other city. It's going to be in Bangalore. So that best of India coming together and giving that safe space, I think, is what has differentiated. And because it's this sandbox or this melting pot of future India, if you have to launch a new brand, if I'm an FMCG company, they first launch it in Bangalore. Because what you understand from the Gen Zs, from the millennials in that city is it is a microcosm of larger India.
And on the Gen Z, because the book looks at how the city is molding the Gen Z generation and how the Gen Z generation is molding Bangalore.
Yeah.
What did you discover in that? That must have been an absolutely fascinating
I think
part of this.
we spent a lot of time about, the lives of young people in a city, right? And especially people who have left their roots from different parts of the country. When they come to a new city to pursue their dreams, they find their partners, they find new purposes in their lives. How do you kind of a little bit unbox some of that? And I think you will see a lot of this in this book. We talk about startup couples, for example, right?
Yeah.
That's a very unique set of people. So there's a lot of those which are very unique to what's happening in the city.
Every city, of course, has challenges, and it would be remiss of us not to look at the challenges that Bangalore, despite all its wonderful attributes, faces. I like this, 5G software, but 2G hardware. This is infrastructure, isn't it?
I think
there are bottlenecks. How's that going to hold it back?
See, I think we have a lot of fault lines.
Yeah.
I think urban India has challenges that you see in the air in Delhi to, the traffic in Bangalore. There are a lot of challenges. I think what has let Bangalore down is governance, right? It's governance not of any one particular government, or I don't think you need to fault any one specific person, but I think leadership in our cities is woefully lacking. And you just heard the minister here. I think we need people with that kind of clarity of thought to not lead just the Department of Commerce in Delhi, but we need that kind of leadership in our cities today, right? If we have to build modern India and make it livable for our people, right, then we need the right leadership in our city. And that lack of that has created a lot of fault lines.
And if we want to build a more vibrant India, to keep Generation Z and everyone that's not working 24 hours a day, you need vibrant public spaces. And would you say that the cultural vibrancy of Bangalore needs to be strengthened?
Yes. I think cities become great economic engines, and we all should kind of take pride in India. But I think what we also need to ensure is that the youth can have spaces where they enjoy the culture of the city. And here I would like to give a shout out to one of the more recent museums that called MAP. It's been 20-25 years since a modern museum has been built in India, right? And this gentleman, Abhishek Poddar, actually built the Museum of Art and Photography in Bangalore. And so we need many such things. So we need we need to really learn how to ensure that generation after generation we do what it takes to preserve that culture and get more people to relate to that culture and engage with that culture. And I don't think we do enough in our cities.
What's your message? Because this, of course, is online. You can watch this. Hello, everyone who's watching this on the IGF website. What's your message to expats, to globetrotters who are looking to relocate and have got a choice of some of the most exciting cities in the world? Why come to Bangalore?
Yeah, so I think future cities are going to build around, like I mentioned, people having big dreams and entrepreneurs who have the capability to execute on those dreams and build large outcomes from those dreams. And I think there the quality of entrepreneurship and the quality of talent that is there in Bangalore is where I think the city has the ability to stay relevant, not only for the next 5 years, for the next 10, 15 years. And if you want to be part of this new dispersed innovation ecosystem that exists, so innovation is going to be no longer limited to one Silicon Valley, right? It's going to be dispersed. I would argue that the most open city, the city which has the ability to attract the best English-speaking talent from across the world, the best weather, and like I said,
That's not London, is it?
It's not London. So it's people with a heart. I think it's Bangalore, and that's why I would say people should come build in Bangalore for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Big round. Yeah, that deserves a clap. How long does it take to write this book?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
In the whole 70-hour work week, 3-day work week, how many hours were you putting in per week, per month, per year for the last 3 years?
So I was just I was just joking to somebody that we're all big fans of Narayan Murthy's 100-hour work weeks.
Yeah? You're a fan of that?
Yes, big fan of that.
So the youth of today, get down and work.
Yes, so you can do a lot more, you can multitask a lot more.
You're a big fan of hard work.
Yes.
When can we buy it? When's it available?
So it's
When's it on the bookshelves?
Yeah, so you can pre-order, but the 30th of this month, it'll get shipped from Amazon.
Brilliant, well done. And final question,
Yeah.
what did you take away when you've written something so incredible, Prashanth? What was the big takeaway for you? Because you must now be a different person, having interviewed 600 people. I mean, it's incredible the time you put into this. You must just be in love with the city. What was your big takeaway?
So I think the biggest takeaway for anybody who's spoken to, like you said, 400, 600 people, is that people really love the city. They've just not had a platform, a foundation to come together and give back to the city. And so during this process, I also realized the need for that and created something called the Unboxing Bengaluru Foundation that helps people who otherwise work in silos within the city to come together and have a platform to give back to the city. So this resulted in, and this is like any other entrepreneurship, right? You start with something and you end up with something. So now I started with this book and ended up with the foundation.
The quote on the front is a must-read for anyone seeking to understand India and its place in the tech world. We have unboxed Bengaluru, the city of new beginnings. Get out there, buy it when it's released, and a massive round of applause for Prashanth. All the hard work he's put in.
Yeah, I'd like to thank IGF and Manoj.
Yeah.
This is family. So IGF is like almost Indian global family. It's not India Global Forum. So thank you for
it. Big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, brilliant. Well, I'm stealing this copy. Don't tell anyone. You're going to sign this for me, Prashanth. Right, I want to introduce Arti Subramaniam, who's going to come to the stage and introduce our next guest. I'm not going to steal your thunder, Arti. This is for you. Big round of applause for Arti.